Yes, in my case, December is passing by in rather a steep tempo, and today we are covering another gate. It's the exclusive OR or XOR or EOR gate that we are going to cover. And this is kind of a special beast. It has a function like no other and has many specific use cases. Amongst other, it can be used in adding numbers. It's used to carry the carry flag when you're adding two ones, you get a carry flag. So that's used for that, and it's also used for cryptography. We're not going to go into that. It's just some information. But let's just dig into the circuit and logic gate itself. So here's the XOR gate. Yes, and this time it's the number 6 in my December Christmas calendar. And this time we are going to cover a gate that's called the XOR gate. It's also called E or the full name, that is exclusive OR. And it's also called a half adder. And this is used in mathematical application when you are going to add two values. And this is also used in cryptography. But the basics of this is that we do have a symbol that looks something similar to this, where we do have an A and a B and a Y. And in its basic form is not an inverted gate. And it do has a special sign in the Boolean language, so it's normally stated like this for the exclusive OR. But it can also take other forms, and this is something of a strange beast. It does have the ESA symbol, like so, but it's also possible to write this in other of these American symbols, and you can write this as an inverted input. Yeah, I can use the Y then. And I've also seen this like so. Yeah, like so. And here it doesn't matter if this ring here is by the A or the B. One of these could be inverted together with this one out here. What is the truth table for this ship? And let's quickly write this up. And this ship, or this gate, is meant to go high when there is difference on the inputs. And that means that this will go low here, and it will go high here, or here, or here. So the difference between this and an OR gate is that if both inputs are high, it will get a low. But with either inputs is high and the other is low, and vice versa, it will give a 1. So it's actually a way of detecting if two inputs are unequal. And if we take that in our normal timesheet here, try to make this nice as always. I do have some mixed results. That was 6 pulses, yes. I try to keep them as straight and nice as I can to make this a better understanding. And this can lead to some conflicts on the bus, and I will tell you what's going to happen here. These two are starting low, and when you are starting low on this one and they are the same, they will actually start as a low signal, because every one of these are the same. And then this shift is high, so it will go high, because this has a difference in signal. And if we see here, this is different, but here you are actually introducing a similarity in the circuit. So here we do have a signal that is high, and that should go as 0. And this also is similar signals, because here both are shifted low and it should stay low. But what is happening in the transition here? There will probably there will probably be some noise or spike down here when this is shifting like so. And here we see they are different, and they are going to be the same over here again, and they're going to stay the same like so, and they're going to differ and stay the same, and so. So you have the transaction points here. So what will happen when these occur? I'm not sure, but we may be able to look this up in a scope, but then we need to make sure that these are 100% synchronized. I'm not sure I have the right scope for that. And in the TTL world, this is a 7486. It's the lowest number XOR gate. Should have started with drying up these. I'm not structured enough to do something like that. So this should be something like so. Yeah. Not my nicest drawing, but really none of them are. VCC, G and D. This is exactly the same as we saw on the 7400 gate, like so, and the 7486 and the notch like so. And if we try to stress this with some real life signals, I will do as I have done on the last chips, plus 5 volt. This will be a 1, and this will have a pulse train in. I can make some space, and this one I will clamp to ground and have the pulse train in like so, and this one I will clamp together and have the pulse train like so. And then I have the A and the Y, and the A and the Y. Yeah, and I will do the 3 pulses as I did on the previous circuit, like so. So this will be the input to every one of these. And what will happen here? This will have a fixed 1 and on the B, and that means that we have these situations here. They have a fixed 1, and you can see that if the A is 0, this will be a 1, and if the A is 1, this will be a 0 with a fixed 1 here. So that actually means that we have invented another inverter. And what about this case down here? Then we are clamping this one to 0, so we have this situation, and that means when the A is 0, we will have a 0, and when the A is 1, we will have a 1. So that means that this will follow this one, be the same pulse length, and that actually means something, because that means that this signal here can control if this is an inverter or not. So here we have a controlled inverter, because I can decide if this signal will be inverted if I put this high, and it will not be inverted, it will be put straight through if I put this gate too low. So that's a practical implication of this. And what will happen with this? Yeah, we can see here that this is, as we said, it detects unequalness on the A and B input, and here we have clamped them together. So this should ideally stay low, but we might have some glitches when it changes, but in the theory it should stay low. So that's the first half of what is interesting about the XOR gate, and I'm going to go a bit further on this in a follow-up video where we actually show some combinations and what you can build on some gates. And first I'm going to write in here another formula. I'm going to write it down here. Another formula for the XOR gate. You can see we have introduced this new symbol, But this can also be expressed as A times B inverted plus or A inverted times B. And you can also express it like A plus B times A inverted plus B inverted. So both these can express this function, and if you didn't have 7486, you can build this out of other stuff. And here you can see some of the ways you can build this with using inverters, OR gates, and AND gates. So with 3 types of gates you can build this. And of course you can also use more gates and combined functions. That will be, we are browsing into the topic for tomorrow's video. Yes, and that was the XOR gate, and this is the last of the logic gates that I'm going to cover here. I'm going to move on to show you how you can combine logic and making other gates. I won't go into detail. This is not about making simplified Boolean expressions and Boolean mathematics. It's just to show you a brief overview of what's possible. So tomorrow will be the 7th episode, and then I'm going to move on a bit and show you some combinational gates and how you can use some other gates to create the gates we have already shown. So I hope you bear with me to then. So see you tomorrow in episode 7.